How's this is going on? You see the declarations.
That's for the census project 2024. I'd like to say thank you.
They're not asking us to smile. The important thing is that for media team to say something that is, in line with the census director, myself, our minister, and the government. So we are saying the same thing, and we do not want to always be different from any other things, because we are talking about the same census project, and we must be saying the same thing. So as I speak, I must thank the government for providing the financial resources that is needed. In fact, we requested for 153 million kina, which in this year's budget, only 100 million kina was appropriated. But through the NEC decision and through the work of our minister, as well as the support of the government, they provided a funding of 53 million kina. So as I speak, we have already received the 100 million kina, and also that funding gap was released on Saturday. So we are all full with the money. It's not an excess money, but it's something that we can use. And for NSO, with the support of our minister, we've devised a very cost-effective budget. Basically because the operation is just huge and it's a resource-intensive exercise. But we have minimized some of those costs that are not really important. So what we have done is we reduce as much as possible those things that will eat up a lot of our budget. And we've concentrated mainly on procurement of materials that will assist the quality data collection, including the tablets, the printed materials, as well as stationery and supplies. And to link that to the tablets that we have just procured, we also have to have the data collected and uploaded into the cloud-based database. So that is why we work together with the digital company, because they got a wider coverage than any other network. So we've used their work, and then we've actually worked with them, and we've got the access point name, meaning that they're going to upload our whatever data that is collected from the field on the population from where they are, as long as there's digital coverage, into the cloud-based, and it is secured, and it is nobody can access that one except us at NSO. So that's basically what we have done. And as I speak, the last there are about 5 provinces that have not received the tablets. So in the morning, about 1.8 ton tablets have been airlifted on a charter plane to Ley. These are for Medan, Ley, or Morobe Province, Eastern Islands, Jiwaka, Western Islands Province, and Southern Islands. So those will be taken up the road by Post PNG, and as I speak, some of those things are now already on the road to those different locations. So by tomorrow, as soon as it hits the designated location, province, they should be having access to those tablets. By 3 o'clock, it's almost about an hour now from being dispatched another lot on the same. As soon as it returns back from Ley, the same charter plane will take 1.4 tons of tablets again for the same location. So each of the provinces will be getting some tablets depending on the size of the enumeration areas. What we have at the National Statistical Office before, we distributed those materials, especially the tablets, is that we've got the detailed provincial information. Like we have the number of districts, the LLGs. In the LLGs, we have a number of wards, and in each of the wards we have what we call the enumeration area. In other words, in the ward, you may find 2, 3, 4, 5 villages. So we convert those villages into enumeration areas. And the tablets will go as per the enumeration area. And as soon as they've done their basic training on the tablets, we are expecting that by tester, for those that have not received the tablets and done the hands-on field tests, they will be able to do it. And by tester of Friday, they should be start collecting the data. So it's going to be 12 days from now to the 30th of June. And it's only 6 questions. And the enumerator or data collector will be sitting with an interviewer for less than, I can say, on average 6 minutes. So to interview a person is less than 6 minutes. So it's very, very fast. And we will get the information live onto the cloud base, and we can monitor the information that is coming through our dashboard monitoring. We've got a dashboard monitoring center here, and we can see, and as they enter the data and send the press button, you can see the numbers coming from each of the provinces, district, LRDs, and the wards. So we are monitoring it live because of the digital, what that I just talked about, the access point name. Is the one that they will use that one to upload those things, so we will be able to monitor them. We also have a call center with the digital, about 20 telephone lines, toll-free number. Give me the toll-free number. 20 computers and 20 lines. Our officers, NSO officers, including officers from digital, will be there from 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 or 10. They will be answering any queries or any issues coming from the field, and they will do a summary on a daily basis, what is happening on the ground, and we will respond to those queries. If there is anything that we need to do immediately, we can mitigate those challenges from the field. So it's like we are watching everything that is happening on the ground, both from the call center as well as from our monitoring dashboard. So if you see that as soon as the last person sends, and there's a send button towards the end of June, we should be able to get the number and the population numbers. But it will take about 6 or 7 weeks to validate and verify those numbers that is collected. And we'll see whether some areas have not been enumerated or been enumerated. And if those areas have not been enumerated, we send a team or 2 to those areas to ensure that everybody is counted and we get the correct information from them. So that's basically on the materials, all the merchandise, all the printing materials, all the stationaries, including the accessories to the tablets, are all dispensed. It's now all good for them to do the actual enumeration. And you know that for such huge exercises, normally at the beginning of 1 or 2 days, it slowly starts in and then picks up the momentum towards the end of the week. So we're expecting that. And I know that our population will be enumerated across the country. And I'm very confident that everybody will be part of it. So that's my view, that we're going to cover everybody, because the 22,000 tablets, the company that was engaged actually went through a rigorous process. They actually provided those tablets even without being paid now, up to now. It was procured on good faith, and we are now in the process of providing the necessary payments to them. That was agreed through the National Procurement Commission. The contract engaged by State Sol, and Finance and NSO execute the payment. So it's a process. It's just a normal process of procurement thing that we have done. So they're all good, and they've also provided additional 1,000 tablets from their own money to provide on top of the 22,000 tablets in case of anything. So whatever happens with one of the tablets, they can always replace it with the 1,000 that is already there with us. So that's basically with the tablets. We also have those materials that were printed, actually got the payment last week. They provided those materials to us in good faith as well, including stationeries and tablets. So that's basically, there won't be any companies that will provide those things. For example, the Statistician was not able to provide those things because they wanted us to pay them. So as soon as we paid them, they provided the SIM cards last week Friday. So we've got to configure all the tablets, 22,000 tablets, 100 plus casuals at our whole warehouse. They configured them day and night, 24-hour shift. And they completed those things on Sunday. The 22,000 tablets were configured. And the last load, as I speak, 1.4 tons of tablets are now in the province, and they are all good to go. On the side of the funding, I mentioned that the whole 150 million kina is already been given. For the final data collectors training, we've dispersed on Thursday 29.11 million kina to them. So it's with our provincial census coordinators, and it's in the provincial finance office. So they've got a template that was sent to them by our Department of Finance to their provincial finance offices. So our provincial census coordinators, district coordinators, and health coordinators has to fill those financial tablets just for us to be in compliance with the finance and procurement processes. It's a government funds. They have to be accounted and acquitted properly. So that is why we have sent the finance department, has sent the forms to the templates to them. So as soon as they fill those things, our provincial team can access there. We also provided through my deputy census director, send the ceiling for each of the provinces. So it's not that every province is getting the equal amount of money. They are getting some, depending on the enumeration area, receiving some big amount of money, some less amount, including the tablets. So the biggest share of tablets that will be shared is the Eastern Highlands province with 2,224 tablets, and the lowest is Manus with a little bit less than 200. So that's how the distribution of the tablets are, and how the funding will also be going through, depending on the enumeration areas, which our NSO census team has provided the sharing. So they will be accessing those things. So I want our provincial census coordinators, district coordinators, and LG coordinators to access those funds now, because they got it there within the provincial administration Department of Finance. For the next round, which is the actual enumeration, by Wednesday or Thursday, we should disperse 45 million kina. And that also will follow the same ceiling that will provide. Not all provinces will be receiving the equal amount, but it will be proportionate to the enumeration area that they're going to enumerate in the area. So that's basically where we are. The government is good to us because it's a national event. Marape government has provided the funding that is required. And I must say that it's not an expenditure, it's an investment into the collection of the data. Data is information. And once you have the information, you have the knowledge. And once you have the knowledge about your people, then you got the power to decide on the budget development agenda of the country. So that's basically where we are on those things. And that's an investment into to the population of Papua New Guinea by the government in investing that 150 million kina. So we're going to report on those things as soon as the funds have been expended, and we'll come back again to report on how we spend and where we spend. So that's basically where we are now, and census is all good to go. My appeal to the people in the provinces and districts and LRDs and the wards is that it's about every one of us. So you need to be counted. We don't need to leave anyone outside. If you are not going to be counted, as I always say, you'll be left out of the, you count yourself left out of the development picture. So you've got to be in there to be counted to ensure that you're in the development picture. If you're not there, you count yourself out of the development picture. That's all I can say, but I expect everybody to understand what is a census, what is the purpose of census, and how it affects many other aspects of the development of the country. So census is a common denominator for every decision making, budgeting, and everything at all, including the procurement process from drugs, building of classrooms, connecting Papua New Guinea to whichever, whatever, however, that is connected through jetties or roads or ports. We got to know the population.
Thank you, Mr. Igitoi. Just now with you saying the tablets being dispatched now, and we are into Tuesday. We set to start yesterday. What's the instruction to the provinces and even us in NCD? Do we wait for the tablets, or what other option is being given to the data collectors?
We have printed over 3 million census forms, which is digitized into the tablets, which has been digitized. That form is also printed on paper as well. So what we are doing is, while they wait for the tablet, they can start doing that on the forms that have been already dispatched. And it takes only about less than 2 or 3 minutes to enter those information into the tablet. So while they're waiting for the tablets, they're actually doing the collection using the paper, which is only 6 questions. As soon as those information is entered into the tablets, they can destroy the paper. There's no need to return it back there, because we're going to retrieve those information from the cloud-based data.
Do you know how many provinces have actually kickstarted today? And because we know from NCD, Guerrero has yet to start. And Kroger said they just started a while ago.
There are about 6 provinces already started. As we go, as I said, we'll pick the momentum. By tomorrow, some are starting now. Tomorrow, Thursday, and by Thursday, we expect everybody across the country to start doing that. Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. And as I said, it's of them. The enumerators know exactly where the enumeration area is already mapped out, and they know where to go. So as soon as they go, and we are liaising with the National Department of Education, their holiday has been brought forward 2 weeks to assist the census operation. So the teachers, especially primary school teachers and high school teachers, are basically from within the localities that the enumeration activity will occur. And so they are familiar with those locations. So they can be able to do that. And thanks to the Education Department for providing that support to this national event. And the Teaching Service Commission and the Department of Education told us that they've got 50,000 teachers to supply to us. And we told them that we only need 20,000. So the youths have also been part of it. And the teachers are also part of those operations. So we got enough and sufficient number of enumerators out there in the field, and they should be able to provide those information. And I know that they will do that because it's a call from the government, and the government has been trying to tell the people the importance of census to every one of them. So it's done every 10 years. And we don't know, some people may not exist to do the next round of census. So if you're part of the census, it's a good part of you being part of that census operation.
Are you also able to share with us the names of the provinces that have actually started?
We've got about 6 that already started: NCD, Central, West New Britain, and few other provinces that already have started. So as I said, we will provide the details as soon as the weekends. So by Friday or Saturday, maybe you guys can come around, and then we can also provide a detailed outline or update of what is happening on the ground. We can also be measuring from the dashboard that we've already got. We will know exactly which province is doing that. So if they don't report, we can see it on our dashboard.
Please, another heavy concerns have been coming from our provincial stations who have been covering stories on the preps of the census and that on training materials being late, dispatch and the actual training of enumerators. Is this something that's been prioritized now that we're into the week? And also, when we were at Garihu, there was a concern about a cutback on the number of enumerators that they requested for, maybe due to funding. Is the
On the materials, as I said, these are some of the administrative things. It's not NSO that has these things. Now that we've got everything to the provinces, it's now we're just telling every one of our provincial census coordinators and district coordinators to ensure that those materials are there. And the materials were already there. It's just the tablets that we're just sending 3.2 tons today to lay to be dispersed. But otherwise, all the merchandise and printing materials, they've been gone to the provinces. So it's to the provincial administration and the provincial census coordinator, district coordinators and energy coordinators to pick up the share of materials. And I know that most of them have already picked it up. On the side of the recruitment of the data collectors, I mentioned about detailed, enumeration area that we talked about. We are so prepared in terms of, from the provinces, we know, it's a very big thing that you know the number of provinces, you know the number of districts, you know the number of LLGs, and we also know the number of wards. Okay, in the wards, we also know the number of villages. So that is why we have the cost and the enumerator is basically attached to a village. So that is why we were pretty sure that they will get the information done.
With the late start, we're expecting things to get underway by Thursday. Are we looking at an extension of beyond the 30th?
No, there won't be any extension. It is just the reference night is 16th of June. So if they have not, if they started on Thursday, meaning that they've missed four days, so they will continue into the 4 days, just to cover up, because everybody is going to be paid the same amount of money across the country. So they need to just complete the enumeration area. Some of them could complete the enumeration area within 3 days, 4 days. Others probably in 2 or 4 days, 4 to 1 day. Because they know all those locations, they can just, because it doesn't take a lot of time to do the enumeration. As long as the occupants of the households are there, they can be able to do it quickly. And it also depends on those people out there, the respondents. If they are not there, and if, like in the urban areas, you may see the husband and the wife both working, kids going to school, and the enumerators may go during the day, but may not find them. So yeah, some of those things do occur, and these are challenges that we know. So they normally put some notice to them that there's somewhere in the census officers will be returning at that particular point in time. So kindly make available your time to speak to us or something, so they can also go there. There's some institutions that we already identified, like barracks and the prisons. We've already sent the letters to them that we will be coming to your location to do the enumeration. So we prepared everything for them for the ease of entrance to private premises.
Thank you. That's basically just transmission load. How many, can you able to give us specific numbers of the tablets that were already?
Ton. Okay. I don't have a specific weight for one tablet, but in a box, in a small box, there were 20 of them, 20 pieces of tablets. So that could weigh about maybe 500 grams or maybe a kilo for one tablet. That includes the accessories as well. So as I said, like for example, in the Eastern Islands, about 2,224 tablets. In Moro province, is the second highest, which is 2,000 plus again. So when we send those and to Southern Islands, we'll be almost close to 2,000 again. Medan province will be about 1,500. Chimbu and Jiwaka also. So it's just around there. So we're looking at about, say, 7 or 6,000 tablets.